This is the first in a series of 3 bulletins on domestic violence. In this presentation, we describe what domestic violence is based on the Domestic Violence Act. In the second bulletin, we will provide an overview on options and help available in instances of domestic violence. Domestic violence, also known as domestic abuse or family violence, is violence or other abuse in a domestic setting, such as marriage or where partners live together or are in an intimate relationship. Domestic violence can also refer to some forms of abuse that impact on children, parents, the elderly, or other relatives or even non-related people in a domestic arrangement. The persons in the relationship do not have to live together permanently for the abuse to be deemed as domestic violence. The formal definition of domestic violence is conduct that harms or may cause imminent harm to the safety, health, or well-being of the complainant, or any other controlling or abusive behavior towards a complainant. The forms of domestic violence most often occurring include the following: acts of physical violence such as hitting, pushing, or shoving someone. Verbal abuse such as swearing at the other person. Emotional abuse such as belittling the other person or telling the person he or she is useless. Sexual abuse is any conduct that abuses, humiliates, degrades, or otherwise violates the sexual integrity of the complainant. For example, spreading rumors about the sexual conduct of a partner or the distribution of video or photo material of a partner that is of a sexual nature could constitute sexual abuse. Intimidation, which is the uttering or conveying a threat, or causing a complainant to receive a threat which induces fear. Harassment means engaging in a pattern of conduct that induces the fear of harm to a complainant, including stalking behavior such as repeatedly following, pursuing, or accosting the complainant. Damaging property of the complainant. Entry into the complainant's residence without consent, where the parties do not share the same residence. Economic abuse might be the least known form of abuse, but it does occur frequently. It can include withholding financial resources, such as not giving the abused money to buy food, clothing, not providing money for necessary transport, or even not paying rent or mortgage on the property where the family is residing. Another form of economic abuse is when the abuser unreasonably sells or gives away property of any nature in which the complainant has an interest. In this bulletin, we briefly described what family violence is. Next, we will explore options for dealing with family violence, including the process and requirements for obtaining a protection order. In the third bulletin, we will examine the cycle of family violence. Remember, help is available. Simply contact your nearest military social worker.